How to control your emotions effectively. Jill and Sarah are best friends. They do everything together, but they are also very different. Jill is constantly strung out. The smallest mishap will send her into a state of frustration, stress, and shouting. She is affected by everything around her. The traffic along kills the main colleague. Her mood and happiness are directly influenced on a daily basis by what is happening around her. Shara, on the other hand, doesn't let small things get to her. She decides how she wants to feel, and she's much happier on a continuous basis than you. What's the difference? Joyce. Managing your emotions is very much of a question of choice. Do you want to or not? So much has been written about emotions and how to deal with them effectively. Yet, many people can't control this area of life. Why? Managing emotions effectively is actually like developing a skill or a habit. It is a way of doing something better, and as humans, we struggle with change the most. Changing the way you usually do something is not easy, and it's even more difficult when it comes to emotions. When you are feeling emotional, the last thing you want to do is to calm down and then try to deal with the situation proactively. We most often want to rant about what is upsetting us. If we understand a little more about how our emotions work, we are in a much better position to use this information to our advantage. Learning how to control your emotions can be one of the best skills you will ever develop in your life. Your emotions lead to the actions you take and therefore create the life you are experiencing now, every part of it. Your emotional part of the brain, the limbic system, is one of the oldest parts when compared, for example, to our prefrontal cortex, which is our thinking part. Because our emotional part is so old, therefore an extremely strong part of the brain. It is understandable and that it feels like our emotions run us and hijack our thinking at times. The average person's emotional part of the brain is over 6 billion times more active than the prefrontal cortex. The point is your emotions will naturally hijack our thinking. This is given. But there are still ways to deal with this. To keep things simple, let's look at what you can do to flip this situation around. Ignoring emotions, suppressing them or not dealing with them will come back to bite you. Stress and anxiety come from suppressed emotions. So if you think that dealing with your emotions by ignoring them is going to work, you are sorely wrong. So here are 4 simple steps to start controlling your emotions effectively. The first step is awareness. If you are not aware of the times when you are overly emotional or overreacting, how you can try to manage it. It is impossible. Start to monitor your emotions and give names to them. Sometimes we find it difficult to identify what we are feeling. Giving it a name helps us gain clarity, which is essential in moving forward. Number 2, discover the why of your emotions. Once you have identified how you are feeling, you want to discover why you are feeling it. What is causing this feeling inside you? Of course, there could be a million reasons, and to find out, you have to ask yourself, like you would a friend, what is wrong? What's causing me to feel this way? Your mind will always look for an answer. Most of the time, simply the way you or thinking about the situation is causing you to feel the way you do. Another huge reason why you feel negative emotions is because our values are not present at the moment or being respected. Remember, discover why. Then ask yourself, what is the solution? Once you have discovered why, what can you do to take back control? Sometimes you might need to change the way you're thinking about the situation. You see, your thoughts lead directly to your feelings. So if you are feeling bad, you most likely have a negative thought that is make you feel that way. If you start thinking of other possible ways of looking at the situation, you will begin to feel better immediately. What you focus on expands. Sometimes by simply understanding why you feel a certain way at a certain time, your emotions will start to diminish because understanding always leads to calming. So